One, two, three, there we go. Okay. Hey, everybody, welcome back. Hope you guys are all having a great Saturday. Happy to see you guys back. Hey, Nicholas. Hey, Justin. Hope you guys are both doing well. I know this isn't my normal streaming time, but I was like, what the heck? I've been busy this weekend, so might as well stream while I can, right? So, hey, Justin, before we get started here, I'll answer your question because the market's had a little bit of a reversal. That's nice, but nothing too crazy that we need to talk about. As far as Webull also getting rid of ADA, let me just look that up here very fast for you. ADA. Oh, not what book. Okay, news. Back at D-list, crypto firm. If I just type in Webull, maybe. I don't see any news on it, but I don't doubt you. As far as where you might be able to move stuff, Justin, I would say your best bet would right now, I think KuCoin, if you're looking for a larger exchange. Smaller ones, you guys know I work with Fairdesk. I just checked them up by they still have ADA here. So there is always Fairdesk, KuCoin. If I were to touch over here very fast, I think KuCoin would probably have it as well. Spot trading. Let me go over here, go to, is it gonna let me just click on it here, or is it gonna make me do some other way? Spot limit. Okay. Let's just go with ADA. ADA, yeah, it's here. We'll get the 10x one here, Bitcoin, USDC. So I'm sure it's here somewhere if you wanted to move your ADA over here. So if you're looking for a larger one, probably KuCoin. We haven't really heard many rumblings coming out of KuCoin, so maybe that might be the safest bet. Fairdesk is something I like. You guys know that. But if you're looking for something that maybe has a little bit more liquidity, a lot more people are looking at, a lot more people are trading it, probably KuCoin. If you're looking at somewhere that has maybe less fees, but you can just kind of park your ADA there for a while, probably Fairdesk. But if you're looking to trade it more often, I'd probably say KuCoin is probably the better place for you to go. All right, there we go. And hey, Ken, hey, Larry, hope you guys are doing pretty good. Grab some Doge at less than under 6 cents. That is awesome. Can I talk about Voyager? What exactly about Voyager? Because I know at this point they're sending out some emails. I haven't had a chance to read them just yet. Let me go over here very fast. I got myself an extra monitor here, like a nicer one, so it's like I can swivel all the way around, and it's so pleasant. Since I haven't had much time to do YouTube stuff because I've been doing all other types of stuff with like help my mom out and stuff like that, sister graduation parties. My sister's going to like 7 different graduation parties within a week. Yeah. And plus I'm getting my sister to work for me on my YouTube channel. I'm excited for that. Now let's go over here. So I see there's an email that was sent to me this morning, or excuse me, yesterday. I'm just going to type in Voyager here to see what type of emails they sent me. So there's a recovery calculation, there's a checklist, there's a digital holdings case number 22-10943. There's 2 of those, one June 14th, one June 1st. Scheduled maintenance and app availability. What does it mean, scheduled maintenance? I'm not even doing anything. Plan administration non effect. Okay, chapter 11. I guess the thing you're going to be looking for right here is this, the checklist of how to prepare to receive your initial Voyager recovery. I'll make a video about this probably. I don't really see too many people making videos about the collection process, and I think I've done a few in the past. So it says, Dear Michael, on June 14th, 2023, which is just a few days ago now, the plan administrator filed the first status report to creditors, and last night was reopened. We reopened the Voyager app to view your initial recovery and take steps to prepare for your crypto transfers. Okay. So, excuse me, guys. Jeez, I've been drinking too much water. So, crypto transfers will be eligible on or about June 20th, at which point a 30-day crypto transfer window begins. Be on the lookout for additional communications from Voyager and the wind-down debtors over the coming weeks, including the announcement that the app is open for transfers, which will be communicated via email. Any crypto that remains on the platform after 30-day window will be liquidated to cash. Okay, so from what I can see here, and I would probably have to check this out a little bit more, you can move any crypto that they're going to allow you to remove off into a third-party exchange. So this can be KuCoin, Fairdesk, Binance, US Binance, Femex, all the exchanges, right? However, if you have cryptocurrency on there and it is not taken off within the 30 days, like not transferred to another wallet, it looks like it's going to be all sold. I think that's what liquidated means in this circumstance here. And then it'll be turned over to cash, in which case you'll be getting a cash payment or a check back from the Voyager platform. Now, I'd always rather just take my crypto out, but and just sell it for cash, if that makes sense. But I don't know if they're going to allow me to take it, like transfer all the crypto that I would have on there. Maybe they won't allow me to transfer my STMX, but maybe they'll allow me to send Bitcoin out or something like that, right? So I'd play it safe. I'd try to move everything off as fast as I can, and not wait for it to turn into cash, because that just seems like it's going to make a longer process. However, if you have, yeah, I would just say best thing you can do is move it out. I think they're even saying this right here. Due to the evolving and unpredictable nature of cryptocurrency industry, you are strongly encouraged to remove your initial distribution from Voyager app in kind as soon as the platform reopens. I'd just do that, take the money and run, and then maybe later on you get more money or something like that. Something else could happen. But for now, it looks like there's probably going to be some people that don't even remember they had money on Voyager, and I think that's where the 30-day window is for. And it'll just be turned into cash, and then that cash will be split up to anybody that wants it. Oh, if you would like to open a new account through this referral option, the wind down debtors have created a referral program to pay the estate of a referral fee if you open a new account using any of the below affiliate links. This referral program is an opportunity to add additional funds to the estate, which can be included. So you see Kraken's here, Gemini's here, OKCoin here is in Coinbase. Maybe Coinbase, but Coinbase doesn't necessarily allow you to have all the coins now, right? So whichever one of these perhaps can get you to all of your coins. So like all of your tokens can be moved over from Voyager over to one of these exchanges, excuse me. That's the road I would take. Or whatever this pay the estate a referral fee. I'm not entirely sure what that fee would be, so that's the interesting thing here. So if there isn't too much of a fee that you guys personally have to pay, just move the crypto over to whatever you want it to be. But if you feel like the estate fee is too much, then I guess you could try to, or whatever this fee is, you could try to send it over to something like a Gemini or Coinbase or OKCoin. I think Coinbase would probably be fine for now, just because it's trusted, even though there's a lawsuit, it's usually a trusted source. Once it's on Coinbase, personally, I would just put it all as Tether or USDC, then transfer that over to another exchange that you guys trust. If you guys like these exchanges that they give you here, I would use those ones. But if you prefer something like a Fairdesk or a KuCoin or a Binance US, whatever it may be, then I would just go through Coinbase and then move them over. You guys know that there are a few apps like Coinbase where they're really good at letting you transfer money from banks and moving that money into crypto. Those are usually the places I would try to send it first. Okay, in case some of you guys are like, hey, I already claimed this as a loss on my taxes last year, maybe I'll just keep it as cash and use it for something else, or maybe I'll use it for cash, just for something else, basically. That might be the way to go. Personally, I would just probably just sell whatever I have or move it over in the stable coin to go buy something else. Might as well take the loss, and it'll help me out for taxes next year, I guess you could say. But yeah. And then Nico, happy to see you guys back here. Oop, there we go. Busy day here, guys. What am I doing? Got a haircut coming up tomorrow. I'm pretty excited about that. Loki's coming with me to the haircut. I don't know where Loki's at though. He's chilling somewhere. My mom just showed up here too. She had a rough day at dialysis, so she just came here, I think at like 3:20 or something like that. So after I'm done with the stream today, I'm gonna go out back, turn on my grill, and I'm gonna heat up some. My mom likes when you put these like hickory chunks of wood and you kind of get them really hot, so they're really smoking. She likes the wood smell in the house. So I'm gonna go smoke a cigar on the back balcony, light up some wood, and then kind of walk around like a shaman, putting smoke in the house and hoping my fire detectors don't go off, so my mom feels good. But yeah, it's gonna be a pretty good weekend here. My sister's at a party somewhere, I don't even know where. And hey, Perez, where do you see Doge next week or so? So right now there's a few different opportunities, and we can kind of talk about Bitcoin here, and I'll move it over to Doge in a second. So at this point in time, we have seen Bitcoin have this little bit of a rally. Nothing too crazy, but everybody was kind of in a pessimistic mood the past few weeks. So any initial boost that we have right now, it always gives people a little bit of hope. The last few boosts that we've had haven't necessarily been great. We haven't had any follow through here, and you can see all these change of characters just getting walloped, change of characters here getting walloped. Only one change of character here really doing a good job. Now, let me go back over here and make sure this is on. Just give you the general shape for now. Okay, and we know that we've been in this downtrend for a while. We're hoping for a breakout of some sort. If you want to see Dogecoin go up, you are going to need to have us break out above both the 20 and the 50-day moving averages, but really more importantly, those moving averages that we had talked about before, the 200 and the 20 moving averages on the weekly chart. So yellow is the 200, 20 is the 20-week moving average, green is the 20. And you can see we're trying to get that big boost to close back above here. We have about a day and an hour left until that happens, so about 25 hours. The goal is to try to close back above this, and maybe we can have some type of crazy reversal where we have a very strong and robust breakout next week, especially since, even though it hasn't been a concern for us lately, we've seen the stock market coming up quite a bit. You can see it's hitting a resistance level right here, and hopefully it can keep on moving up. But stock market's been going up. Bitcoin has not. So we're hoping that we can have that same type of breakout here, and it could move up a lot of altcoins. Now, as far as Dogecoin, this is actually a pretty simple one as far as technicals. We're still in this downtrend right now. Now, if you go over here to the weekly chart, we did have a change of character. That doesn't really mean too much because Bitcoin's more important than what the Dogecoin's doing. But here you can see we hit some of those support levels that we talked about in the past. We also hit the support level right here as far as the trend line, and it bounced off from there. So we're going to go over here to the daily chart very fast. And you can see we had a few miserable days down here where Dogecoin was below 6 cents basically. Now it's looking like it wants to have a reversal back up here to at least the 20-day moving average. So for now, I'll just kind of go to the middle of the 6 cent range and say 6.5 cents. And you can already kind of see, back up here a little bit. There we go. We're really close to this overall support level. Make sure my head's not blocking anything. Oh, it's not. Okay. We're really close to this overall support level. If you want to have a decent stop loss, it'll probably be around 5.5 cents. But you're going to be using this opportunity to load if you believe Bitcoin can actually break out and push Dogecoin back up. Now, if you're looking for Dogecoin to have a stronger move, I would say in the next week or two, you're really going to expect it to come back up here towards 7 cents. Maybe a little bit higher at 0.072. But really, if you're hoping for a large move plus Elon tweet, that's where you're hoping that we come back up here towards 8 cents and we test out the height of this pennant that we're looking at right now, because it's definitely been a little bit of an ugly downtrend. But frankly, that's just because Dogecoin had an amazing pop back over here in October, back when Elon Musk actually acquired Twitter. We all know how big of a story that was. But if you kind of look at this in totality, this is still a good buying zone. If you're looking to do something more of a trade, this is where you would be buying. However, the best time to buy would have been back down here when we were testing out support, kind of around 0.058. I think Larry was just talking about that right around there. And then, of course, the past few days when we kind of tapped on it again before making a move up a little bit more here. So you're kind of buying at a decent time, not the best time, but if you're hoping for a larger move, you're hoping that you can kind of get up here to 0.072 cents. And if you're looking for something really, really good on top of that, you could always hope for the high end up here of 0.082, maybe just 0.08 something over here by July. I'd really bank it on something more around 8 cents if you're really hoping for a larger move, but you're probably gonna have to wait probably a week to 2 weeks if you're hoping for something good, because we still have to wait for Bitcoin, which doesn't have that line on anymore. You're still waiting for Bitcoin to actually have that breakout. And the last few times we've come up into contact around this range, denied. So until that breakout happens, you don't really have to buy Dogecoin if you're looking for a multi-week hold. You're probably going to be buying Dogecoin right now if you wanted to hold it for maybe 36 to 48 more hours, especially as the week's about to close, and there's going to be an attempt to push Bitcoin up, or at least have it hold these levels above the 200 and the 20-week moving averages. Let's see. And hey, Mehdi, happy to see you back. Looking sharp. This is, I don't know what type of shirt this is. This is supposed to be a a nicer, not a, like a nicer casual shirt, not necessarily business casual, but I got this sucker on sale because I got DXL reward bucks. It's what we call. If you guys have any questions, let me know for real, because I will just go off on tangents. DXL. Let me show you. This is where I get my clothes now because like it's big and comfortable. No, I don't want any of that. Oh, there's some trunks. I even have that shirt. See, you guys have seen me wear that shirt. I need a tattoo. Not really. I don't like. Yeah, I don't not. I have that shirt too. Yeah, I got a lot of shirts here. I thought about getting this cabana set, but it doesn't really fit my style. But I don't know. What is this? What is this shirt called? It was made in India, apparently. Okay, shirts, dress shirts, casual shirts, maybe. This is something of the more expensive shirts, I believe. I'll find it. Whoa, some of these shirts, 500 bucks. Yeah, no. Okay, but it is this person, Robert Graham. I think yeah, Robert. I think that's how you spell it, Robert. Oh. Showing, okay, they're showing the result here. I can find it. No, that's not it. This is it. Not as colorful as this shirt, though. Oh, no, this isn't it. This is something else. This is a sports shirt. Mine doesn't have those cuffs on it. But it's basically like this shirt, I would have to say. It's basically like that shirt. Some of these have cuffs, some of these don't. I don't know. But yeah, it's basically the same design. But I think this one's a little bit more flashier or something. I guess with the light, it does look very bright. So this is probably some studio light stuff. But yeah, I enjoy it a lot. This is actually a different color. I can tell here. Mine is more muddy as far as the colors. It's like white. Mine has like pinks and stuff in the white. But yeah, I've been trying to get some more style out there. You guys know me. I normally wear the same stuff usually. So I have like 2 of these shirts, 2 of my golf shirts, 2 of my, I got like 5 golf shirts now. You know, just the casual polos and stuff. But yeah. I've been trying to buy up a lot more clothes, and clothes have been my largest expense this quarter, basically, so far. Lots of, only a few pairs of pants, a few pairs of shorts, but a lot of shirts, a lot of t-shirts. I bought, I call them wife beaters, but I know there's a tank tops, whatever they're called. Probably shouldn't call them that in this day and age. But what do you call, yeah, I'm about to buy some sandals. I bought some new shoes, too. But shoes I buy pretty regularly because I kind of wear mine out walking with Loki so much. And hey, Patrick. So we were talking earlier this year that we would have the first 2 quarters up, then possibly down. Do you still hold those feelings? So yeah. So right now, I was kind of hoping that we would see more weakness in the economy now, and that would kind of pull the market back. I was not expecting this kind of AI craze. I still think we're going into a recession. I still think the markets are going to have a really bad time. But at this point, I don't know exactly what time it's going to happen. I'm still kind of holding that the second half of this year is not going to be as pleasant as the first. But I am just so surprised about how great the first 2 quarters of this year have really been, right? NVIDIA, I sold off all my NVIDIA, and it's still been rocking up a storm. I sold my NVIDIA, and I was pretty open up with you guys. I sold all of it, well, all but 5% the day after it popped after earnings. And I think it's gone up since then. Yeah, it's gone up since. So I sold all of mine right here. Kind of went sideways for a little bit. But then now, you know, it came all the way up to 434. I sold everything at 386. It has gone up, like, just immensely. And this is all some crazy AI stuff. Just in the past few days, another 11%. Absolutely wild. But, you know, it's not just that. Tesla's been making all-star moves. Google been making some all-star moves. AMD, all-star moves. Amazon, not as much, but still making good moves here. And Apple, of course, making all-time highs. So maybe I'll push it back to Q4 until really disaster looms. But I think Q3 will probably more of a range that's kind of heading down slowly, but at least we're not in kind of a panic mode. It looks like if we're going to go into a full-blown recession now, it's going to happen sometime in Q4 of this year or Q1 next year. And even when it happens, we're going to have to wait for some of these big growth stocks, technology stocks, whatever you want to call them, we're going to have to wait for these to kind of head the drop down, because if you go look at a lot of different stocks out there, a lot of stocks aren't necessarily doing great right now. But you can see, you know, at the big tech ones are. So if I kind of went just around a little bit here, and actually let me start off this with going over here to the weekly chart. Let's zoom out just a little bit so you guys can see what I'm talking about. COVID over here and what we've been dealing with so far. So you guys know Target. Now Target's had a little bit of a problem with their woke stuff. What do you not woke? Pride stuff. I don't know. Yeah, stuff. Just like Anheuser-Busch. But you can see, you know, retailers not looking as healthy as you would expect it. Even if we go over here to Amazon, Amazon's not nearly as high as it was just back a couple years ago, right? Maybe Walmart. I haven't checked out Walmart in a while. Walmart's actually doing very well here, maybe because they have that new app thing for them. Walmart's actually not doing too bad. I'm trying to think of companies that I don't talk to you guys about much. Maybe I could just show it to you like this. This may be an easy way to show it to you. Let's go over here to breakouts. No, let's go over here to watch list. You can see how the Dow Jones isn't actually at all-time highs yet. Kind of that sector. Meanwhile, you got tech over here blasting through everything. Right? Not all the way back up there, but still just kind of on a mega boom here. I guess I would probably push it out a little bit. AI kind of blew me away. And I have ChatGPT over here, right? I just made this trading. I just typed in trading so I would actually know which tab to use when you started. This one right here is a workout plan one that I made. So it's going to tell me exactly what to eat, how much to work out, and I'm going to test it out and see how it works out. Mostly it's just a bunch of walking, but drinking smoothies every morning and some like oats and some avocados and some hummus, I think. I don't even like hummus, so I got to figure out another thing to use besides hummus. But yeah, probably extending it out to quarter four. AI demolished all of my extreme bearish thoughts as far as having a bear market really start up again in the third quarter. Third quarter could be kind of a larger pullback, but we're kind of still going choppy. But we still haven't seen the economy slow down just yet. We've seen the pause take effect, and that's good news. That should bolster some things up initially. But I haven't seen any crazy bad earnings news just yet, and we need poor earnings from stuff like Apple and so forth, and we need to start seeing some of those layoffs here, and we just haven't seen it yet. People keep on putting their, how do you say this? They're spending so much on their credit cards, it's kind of just keeping the economy going. I think it's very easy for people to get credit, or at least it was during the pandemic and stuff like that. So people have a lot of credit to use, and they're just using it. I don't understand how people can spend beyond their means on a credit, like using a credit card. But if they have the ability to, and they are, you know, so be it. You know, I think one of the things to look out for is defaults. So credit card defaults chart. Federal Reserve Bank of St. Louis, right? 2008 was a crazy time. We're lifting back up bit by bit by bit. I don't know if you guys can see, yeah. So we're lifting up, but I don't think we're in a totally dangerous level, right? But we're getting back up to that level where we're like, uh-oh, got to be a little bit more careful here. Maybe I just kind of screwed this over here since 2020. You can see when inflation started over here, 2021, we just kept on going back up. Because remember, over here, the government was giving away free money. And I think you all know, giving away free money, like monthly checks or bi-weekly checks for unemployment, stimulus checks every few months. I think there was maybe 3 in total in hindsight. I don't want to say hindsight, but 3 total. And now all of a sudden you're starting to see those delinquents go up. But I think there's a few different ways you can look at this. Credit card defaults. Car loan defaults. I think that's, let's see, quarter 3. Nothing too crazy here. Quarter 4, it dropped down quite a, wait, why is it like that? It says the same thing. I'm a little confused. Let me see if I can find another chart. Auto default index. Oh, it's Experian. Okay, I use Experian every now and again. Oh. Oh, actually not too bad. It was going up in February, March, but it's actually come down a couple months in a row. That's actually not bad. See? Now credit cards seem to be a lot worse, but that's because you're putting all of your daily stuff on credit cards. Like, I put all of my shirts on credit cards. I put my cameras and YouTube equipment on credit cards. I usually pay for everything using a credit card. I just happen to pay the credit card off before I get that interest payment at the end of the billing cycle. See. And hey, Cars, thanks. I appreciate it, man. NVIDIA market cap is flipping wild. Yeah, so NVIDIA is something that I would say it's great for your long-term portfolios. I had it in there for a while. I am officially all out besides 5% of my NVIDIA. It's had an amazing run. To be frank, I think if you don't manage your accounts, just leave it alone, of course. But for those people who manage their accounts, I mean, just let's get rid of all this crap here. Like, let's say you didn't even buy at the bottom of the market. Let's just maybe you say you bought over here on this inverse head and shoulders, so you bought kind of around here. If you just bought January of 2023, so that kind of the beginning of this year, kind of the end of the month, you're up over 128%. I'm just taking my money and running from here. I am sure we are going to have a pullback, and I am sure that we are going to break down below this trend line here eventually. And when we break down, this looks like more Q3, Q4 type stuff. But when we break down, this is going to be your ideal time to just buy a whole bunch more because NVIDIA is going to be great. What happened over here with NVIDIA over the past few cycles is a bunch of crazy stuff. At first, COVID kind of messed everything up. And then after COVID was kind of over, you guys remember there was like a huge, what do you want to call those? Chip surplus, so to speak. And so they had to mark them down, and there were tons of sales all over Best Buy online. There were so many different things. And at the same time, if you guys remember, which you guys definitely do, Bitcoin was going down. So everybody and their grandparents who bought a GPU unit to try to mine crypto in their basement or at their school or their college or wherever, they weren't making enough money to keep it going. So they eventually just, sold everything. Sold it on the, Facebook marketplace, stuff like that. So NVIDIA is going to be something great to hold on for the long term. Just like how I think that Visa is something that I'm going to be holding to the day I die. NVIDIA is definitely something of that case as well, especially because when you look at some of the competitors out there, like you can put in Taiwan Semiconductor Company. It's doing great. It had nice little bounce offs and stuff like that. But there's always this fear of China invading. Geez, talking too much gets me to burp. But so I'm gonna buy this eventually, but I want to see this come down a lot more. Like I'd buy this during a Chinese-Taiwan war when it's crashed all the way back down here to like $30 or something, like really, really scary bad. And then from there, just you're making a bet that China is gonna lose the war, like Russia is losing the war against Ukraine right now, or I don't know, stalemate or something like that. Now I don't know how that would work at all. I got no idea, but that's the bet I would try to place. With NVIDIA, you just know it's gonna make money. Even if you bought now, even if you held through the next crash or whatever, when you retire, it's still going to be higher than where it is at now. Market cap wise, they're probably going to have a couple splits in there. But yeah, nice to see you, Car Simplified, my man. You got a few shares of Target because there's a pretty good dip, and I'm sure in 6 months it'll be a non-issue that no one is talking about. Still a light buy. Yeah, Target. If you go over here to Target, whatever. Let's go year to date. You can see they actually had a pretty strong beginning of the year here. Then as time kind of went on, kind of leveled out. Nothing too crazy. A slight pullback, but nothing crazy. And then they got attacked on social media. They made some bad marketing decisions or whatever you want to call it, really. I don't think this was as egregious as the Budweiser stuff, but I didn't really read too much into the Target stuff. So, but you can see it's been going down here. I think overall it'll be fine, but this is definitely something you'd want to buy if you're looking for the long term. Because as you guys know, there's a whole meme or joke community around Target because it's all about husbands going into Target with their wives because they know their wife can't just buy one thing at Target or something like that. Because they want to buy everything. Just like, you know, when a guy goes into a handy shop or something, we want to buy all the tools. Same exact concept there. And so it'll be good for the long term. They probably need to update their app a little bit, but they're getting there. They're getting there. There we go. Oh, you bought a good GPU there too. Yeah, I'm looking to buy something like this. So I'm gonna buy another computer here pretty soon. I'm thinking I'm gonna buy a computer at Best Buy, but I think I'm gonna give this computer here to my mother so she can play The Sims. I think is what the game she wanted to play on this one. But I'm gonna buy a new computer here, and it's gonna be a computers, laptops and desktops, gaming desktops. It's gonna be a pricier one above $3,000. I don't know if I can remember exactly which one it was. It's 64 gigabyte memory. It was a pretty powerful beast here. Was it this one right here? Maybe this one. I don't know if this was the exact one, but it's something similar to this. So, I don't necessarily, I guess, have to save up for it. I could put it on my credit card, but this computer, you guys would remember that a while ago, I bought this computer like last year, but every now and again it had this weird problem where the GPU would kind of go out and sputter, and basically what would happen is everything was still running, but there was no signal being sent to my monitors, and so everything goes black for me, and my computer is still running, the computer's still doing everything, but everything's black, so I can't see anything. And it's been happening, not as much as it used to. It still happens maybe once in a blue moon, once every other week or something like that, sometimes a lot per week. But I'm tired of it happening. So I'm just going to give my mom this computer to my mother. If it happens to my mom, she can basically just reset the computer. I've tried to get this fixed so many times, I've just given up on it. And see what happens, because if it really breaks it on my mother, I can simply just go buy her another 390 Ti NVIDIA graphics card for this computer. But you know, I think this computer will do well for me, especially for the video editing and stuff like that. But you know, 4090 looks like it's going to be good. I don't know much about gaming desktops, so I'm gonna have to go into Best Buy and have them walk me through everything. But from what I understand, this thing is probably a beast of a computer, so I should hold up. Got to make sure I have enough power in my house to power this sucker, though. But I'm looking to get another computer here, but it's probably not going to be until August, perhaps. I think that's probably when I'm gonna make the switch. Probably August, yeah. Maybe, I don't know. And hey, Larry, January, March puts, the student loan payments are coming back, credit cards running out of repossessions, last stop evictions. Yeah, we haven't talked about it too much, Larry, but when student loans have to start getting paid again, that's all coming from people who are normally spending a lot of money right now, putting stuff on their credit cards. Now, I don't know how much the average person has to spend to pay back their debt. Maybe just a few $100 a month, maybe on the higher end. Maybe it's like like a $500, $600 a month. And then maybe you get into the thousands for doctors and stuff like that who have a high amount of interest. But I don't necessarily know where that money is not going to be going. So what are the things that millennials, Gen Z find that's going to be so important, where they're saying, hey, okay, now I don't have an extra $300 or $400 in my budget every month. What am I cutting out? Is it, brunch with friends? Is it, the extra road trip a month? Is it my vacation that I wanted to go on? Because $300 a month or something like that. What is $300 a month, that's about $3,600 a year. That's taken out of their budget, so to speak, for the year. So it will have a pretty big effect on the economy. I just don't know what sectors just yet, but maybe the Targets, the Walmarts and stuff like that, maybe they're not going to Whole Foods as much. Maybe they're going to Walmart more. I don't think anybody that goes to Whole Foods is necessarily going to be going from Whole Foods to Dollar Tree. but you might see a lot more pain. I think it's often we forget how much stimulus is still in the economy right now, and how much money. That's why we have so much inflation, because the government literally put up so many different ways to help people out. But at the same time, how do I say this? The effects only like helped certain classes of people, like kind of that more upper middle class that's kind of in the college degree, all that type of stuff. So you're gonna see that pain kind of get worse, I would say, once the student debts have to get paid. But man, I wonder how fast it's gonna happen. Because when you have extra money, when you don't have to do stuff, you get used to not paying for stuff, right? I doubt anybody was going off and paying off those student loan debts during this time period. Everybody was probably like, okay, well now I got extra $300, $400 a month. I can do a lot of stuff. I can go into a nicer apartment because I get an extra $300 a month, right? So we'll see. Hopefully it's not too bad on them, but it can be a little bit of a shock to realize, oh my gosh, I'm not getting free money from the government, and it's kind of free money if you think about it, from the government. Now, what do I do? The student loan payments are long eviction companies. ASML is king. What do you call? I mean, there are going to be a lot of people that actually are going to default, plenty. And I think you're seeing this culture appear right now where people just don't want to pay back their loans because they saw, well, the government just said we don't have to pay off our loans for like a whole year and a half, 2 years, 3 years, however long it's been now. And the world didn't fall apart. They said, everything was going to go bad if we didn't pay back our loans. And guess what? We didn't pay back our loans. Somehow we're fine. I think you're going to see a lot of people just say, fine, I'll default. And I don't think the IRS necessarily will have enough people to go after everybody that's defaulted and go through all those court cases. It'll just be way, way too much. What the government will probably do is go after the people who are making a lot of money and have defaults, but not go after people who have a little bit of money and have a lot of defaults. Because there's going to be no strong way to get it back. And if they go after them, it's bad optics for Democrats who are supposed to be championing the working classes here, or liberal. I don't know. Maybe not working classes, but laptop classes, you want to probably call them. I don't know. I mean, it's just not going to be good. It's just less money in the economy, less money being put into businesses. You'll see that happen pretty fast, pretty easily. I mean, what is that? $3,200 a year. That's like 2 iPhones people can buy. That's decent. That's a decent amount of money, even with inflation. It's still a decent amount of money here. Did you hear Starbucks pulled its LGBT merchandise and decorations? Oh, I did not hear about that. But see, my thing is, why would Starbucks do that? I don't. See, I maybe I'm underestimating how much power is out there in the. I don't know what the community is called that doesn't like the pride stuff, because I don't think it's just conservatives. Because I've seen plenty of black, African Americans who are Democrats don't like all this stuff too. So it's kind of a I don't know exactly what to call the crowd. But like people are speaking with their money in a protest, and we haven't seen this happen in a long time where it's been this effective. Now, for now, I'm surprised that Starbucks is doing it, because when I think of Starbucks, I'm like, who shops at Starbucks? Remember, guys, I live in Washington State. This is liberals galore over here. I'm probably the most I'm pretty moderate guy, but to most people out here, I'm a freaking Clarence Thomas type of conservative. But I would say 9 out of 10 people that go to the Starbucks are liberal. Like, and that's not nothing. That's not bashing Starbucks. That's not bashing liberals. It's about 9 out of 10 people that go there are liberals. I see conservatives go to more of the ma and pa type little huts, kind of more on the countryside, where there's kind of like more of a hut, not like an established huge business. And then, we also got Bigfoot Javas that everybody goes to. You got a huge truck before you go fishing, 24-hour shack opened up, stuff like that. You got GQ, you got Dutch Bros. I just don't see the point where a Starbucks would be doing that. Like, I guess it's just, I always think locally, not nationally. They must really have a lot of conservatives or just people who don't like the culture being shoved down their throat, so to speak, So they're actually worried about it. But I mean, money talks, guys. Money talks. We don't really see money being used like this as much as we used to. Remember, like the bus boycotts and stuff like that back in the old 60 days, whatever. But I mean, it's effective and it works. And Twitter is very useful for doing that now. And you know what? Maybe back in the day, I don't know if this is inappropriate to say, but maybe back in the day, Twitter used to silence these things so they actually never took effect. But now that Elon has kind of taken off the shadow ban, so to speak, and like kind of majority rules on Twitter, maybe that's the best way to say it. Maybe these people can kind of collectively have a voice, and then they can gain traction by having it show up on the trending page, and then more people gain awareness and stuff like that. That might be it, because I don't think we've seen this stuff really before on Twitter. I don't have a good Twitter back memory, so don't hold me to that. But maybe it's something to do with that. Because I like Twitter a lot more when Elon Musk is kind of like just laissez-faire, like, okay, people talking to your stuff. And I've been able to find stuff I usually I like more, you know what I mean? Now, it's not like I follow a bunch of people, but at least on my For You page, like if I go over here, I don't know, for me, this is a funny guy that I follow. Here is Cade, he's a friend in Seattle. Elon Musk right here, accounts that try to game our verification system with non-sequitur self-promotion on advertising. Oh, yeah, that's fine, suspended. Zach ZBT, this is a big lawsuit going on. Babylon B, I think they're funny, they make some really good jokes. $sign officially added to the LGBTQ acronym. Must be for making money, I don't know. I'll come clean, I rugged y'all. Oh, geez. You know, a bunch of simple stuff here. I mean, there's things about YouTube thumbnails, YouTube strategies, Kick over here. I guess I can follow Kick. But, you know, a whole bunch of random stuff. You know, Biden Institute's call to gay prayer 5 times a day facing San Francisco. You know, it's obviously a joke, so don't get offended. But yeah, so simple stuff like that. But when you go over to the Explore page, you go over here to, what is this? You know, Kiev. I'm always talking, kind of figuring out what's going on with Ukraine. Squid Game, awesome. Barack Hussein Obama, I don't know what Obama talked about. Even Biden, so politics, as we talk about politics. Catholic Church, I'm not Catholic, I don't know why it's there, but could be interesting. Rogan, I like Joe Rogan. Emily, don't know what that is. Don't know what ATLA is. Don't know what Littered is. Probably a basketball player, sounds like. I-95, I think that's from a crash that happened last week in Philadelphia. Boba Fett, I don't like Boba Fett, but I like not liking to Boba Fett, if that makes sense. And Mariners, because I'm in Washington. So, yeah, simple stuff. There we go. Oh, hey, Cars, have a good rest of your day, my man. Should be a pretty strong computer for The Sims. Oh, yeah, my mom will love this computer for The Sims. I used to have The Sims 4, but I returned it because I didn't like the game at all. It sucked, in my opinion. Sims 3 was where it's at. Although I did just pre-order City Skylines 2, and I'm really excited about that one. And I also pre-ordered Phantom Liberty, I think it's called, the new DLC that's coming out for Cyberpunk. So I'm hoping for those to be pretty good. And hey, Mattis, you're a smart guy. I try to be. I wouldn't say I'm all that smart sometimes. Most of my energy is spent on making sure that I can kind of compose myself in front of you guys, because like I haven't been taking my ADHD medication a lot lately, so I kind of go off on tangents. But like the ADHD medication kind of turns me into a different person, which isn't necessarily like a horrible thing, but it's like, you know, if you grow up with ADHD and you don't have medication, you are the person that ADHD has kind of made you to be. Whereas if you, you know, if you had ADHD the whole time, then you hop on some medication, then all of a sudden you're like, dude, who is this person? He's like totally different, and like, you know, you're different, if that makes sense. So I don't like it. But I do take anxiety medication. That seems to be pretty good. That way I'm not overly stressed. And I've been going outside a lot more, which is why you guys have seen me go to the beach and just kind of posting photos of my sister's graduation. I'm trying to get outside more. I don't spend enough time outside, so I made ChatGPT make me do a walking routine. So I'm going to be walking for 2 hours a day, playing with Loki half an hour a day. He's going to be loving that. And then I'm also going to be going over to Costco with my mom in a few days. I don't have a Costco card. She does. So I'm going to mooch off of her Costco card because normally I just buy all my groceries off of Instacart. But since I'm getting this like special diet prepared for myself where I'm only going to be eating certain things at certain times of the day, I want to buy all of it myself because with Instacart, if they don't have the right thing, a lot of times they have to substitute it, and substituting isn't something I can do with this diet, I don't think. So it should be interesting. But yeah, I try to be smart. I appear to be smart. I guess that's the good way. I would say I'm knowledgeable about certain things, but I'm very unknowledgeable about other things. I think Starbucks is 50-50. Oh, hey, Patrick. See, I would never known that. Maybe it's just because I live in Seattle, but like if you, not Seattle, but like, Washington State, because I used to live in Seattle. If you go over here to maps, Seattle. All right. You go over here, Seattle, and you just type in Starbucks, right? Look at all these Starbucks. So I used to work, I told you guys this plenty of times by now. I have to. So I used to get my coffee actually from a Pegasus Coffee because it was in the building I worked at. There's a building that looks like an E off of 4th and Cherry. It's called the Dexter Horton Building. Oh, it's right here. There you go. Yeah, see, 4th and Cherry is the bus stop. 3rd and Cherry. Oh, I see Pegasus Coffee Bar. But there's Starbucks coffee everywhere. There's 2 Starbucks in this actual building. One on the 1st floor, one on like the 40th floor. Starbucks over here. Starbucks over here, Starbucks over here, Starbucks. Like, there's 2 Starbucks within the same thing, right? Now these are hospitals, so that, every hospital needs a Starbucks, but my gosh. So many coffee spots. Search this area. Right? Lots of Starbucks. And again, we have like 20 different chains out here in the Northwest. We're addicted to coffee. We really have an issue with coffee. But yeah, I'm just used to this. But I guess if I go out here to across the barrier, Washington's very weird. We have like this very like Western Washington, we're our own people. Eastern Washington are their own people, and then within Western Washington, we have like the tribes out here, like the native tribes, and over here you got the small towns that like they have one street, a bar, a pizza place, and a gas station. That's the whole street. Holly's one of those places where you just have a bunch of houses, but like you go out here and you just find one gas station. Now, I hate that gas station because the only time I went there, it was for my friend's bachelor party, and they stole all of our credit card information. Oh, that was a horrible time to figure out because we didn't have signal until we got out of there, and it was like, uh-oh. Here it is. Yeah, here it is. Yeah, this is it. So this saloon was really cool. We were like the city folks that ran into like the old country place. But like, again, I think people usually have misconceptions about people in these country bars. Dude, you just play pool with them, you drink a bar, and you have a conversation. It's not too hard. But that's the gas station where they stole my things. Camp Union Grocery, yeah. They stole my credit card information. There's a little pizza stop, and there's the bar. Pretty chill spot. The lady that works there was from the Air Force, and she retired. She was like, yeah, I just want to start my own bar and have fun with it. Oh, they don't have any pictures of inside. They probably do. But yeah, you can see across the street, people with their trucks, people with the cars, suspenders, the good old lifestyle, nature. It's freaking, the air is pure out there. So I guess, yeah, there is, I don't run across them, but I guess I don't really go outside much these days. Well, and like to the country, I should say. Most of the time I'm out on the beach. Like tomorrow I'm going to get my hair done, and I'm bringing Loki to the doctor to the hair appointment. So, I should probably go on a couple road trips this summer. I think I should probably do that. Get my car tuned up, get some new tires, get some new brakes, get some new rotors. Check it on through, and maybe me and Loki can go over to the Oregon coast or something for a couple days at an Airbnb. That might be kind of fun. And hey, Georgia, how are you doing? Things are going well. A little tired. Recovering some losses after getting walloped a couple days ago, or a week ago now, off of that Binance SEC news. But overall, still doing pretty well. Mom's over today, so I'm taking care of her a little bit after she just got back from dialysis. She was a little cold because she forgot to put on her She forgot to turn on her heated blanket at Alice. I should say that she had it, but she didn't turn it on. So she came back kind of frozen. So she's upstairs getting warm. After this stream, I'm going to get her some nice charred wood and have her walk around like a shaman, like I said earlier. And let the smoke kind of fill up the house because she loves the smell of the smoke for some reason. Even though she has asthma, it helps her out. I don't know how it works out, but she loves it. Her doctor even says do it. So, okay. Maybe not in the shaman fashion. But yeah. And hey, Zachar, I'm still patiently waiting for us to have a substantial breakdown. Yeah, it's what do you call? It's probably going to take some time here, but the stock market more time. Crypto, we've been having a pretty nice downtrend. The interesting thing about crypto is crypto has been having this period where we've seen the Bitcoin dominance grow. So yeah, maybe back over here. This is coin market cap. If we go down a little bit more, oh, has to pop up a little bit. Yeah, you can see the market, major crypto assets by percentage of total market capitalization, Bitcoin dominance chart. And you can see Bitcoin dominance. Let me zoom in here for you guys. This is kind of crazy. There you go. You can see Bitcoin dominance going up and up and up and up. At the last peak we had, it was at 46%, and that was back in June of 2022. Yeah, June of 2022 was over here. So not the bottom, but I mean, FTX really screwed everybody over there. Let's get rid of this. There you go. All right. So we were at 46.32. Now we're at 47.73. A little bit higher here. And if we kind of extend this out actually a little bit more to the 2020. There we go. We're not anywhere as high as we were back in 2021, where, you know, 60%, 62, almost 70%. But we're still in a good spot. We're slowly making that grind back up. And I think that's one of the reasons why you see Bitcoin so far off from some of these lows we experienced last year. Meanwhile, you have stuff like ADA already back down towards those levels, but that's some other news going on there too. Bitcoin Cash still at these lower levels. Matic. Actually, Matic had a really good rally and a really bad crash, so that's kind of separate. BNB holding up okay, but still kind of at those low points. Chili's making new lows here compared to where we were last year. Crow, same thing here, making new lows. Sheeb making new lows based on where we were last year. Went all the way back to the 2021 numbers. Dot, same thing. So Dogecoin Mars still doing the same thing here. I'm still dollar cost averaging into this one. It's been a process. Oh, excuse me, my tooth hurts. 5-minute chart. Let's pull this bad boy up. Actually, let's go over here to the one. We haven't seen a second chart in a while. Watch this bad boy play out here. But yeah, no, it's a little bit too boring. 5-minute chart will do the trick here. Let's turn this off. And I don't want to see internal swing structures. Just went to the charts. Oh, did I mess something up here? No. There you go. Maybe just one of them. So will swings work? There we go, the big ones. Okay. Do I think Matic will stay strong despite the SEC? I think it'll do okay, but it won't do as well as other altcoins out there, like an Ethereum or just like I think it should be okay, but my big concern about it isn't so much that it'll be delisted off of a couple exchanges. It's how do they progress going forward. I don't know if ADA has a plan for this in the future as well, but for whatever reason, and I need to figure this out, I haven't really had a good explanation because I've been trying to find one, mostly for ADA, because most of you guys' questions have been around that. But what exactly does the SEC have against these tokens? Like, what rule are they violating? What rule do they, what makes them fit into this specific box where there is security? And how to get around that, I guess you would say. I do think it should hold up. My main concern with it right now is that if you want to buy it, it's something of a longer term hold, and because it's kind of in this delisting phase, the way I've been using it, the way I've been kind of trading AD off the news is if you're going to dollar cost average, you're not going to be dollar cost averaging as much as you wanted to, and you're just going to kind of hold it for a little bit and see what happens with it. So if we go over here and we check out Matic very fast, we're just going to go over here to a weekly chart. So Matic, you know, it had a really devastating crash back last year. I mean, this thing just kind of went down. It went down 89%. I mean, it was devastating. Now, it also was going up when Bitcoin was going down. So there was some really weird things going on here, as most of you guys know. But eventually we broke down, and the rest is history, which is a very sad time for Matic holders. Now we broke down a few months ago, and we've been coming down ever since. We've had that bad news coming out as far as people thinking it's security, SEC, and we've seen it come down a little bit. If you go through here from a technical aspect, the next level of support really isn't until around 39 cents or so. Which is, like 2/3 of the value. What is that by now? 39 cents is 36%. If you come right over here to the middle of it, that's around 42%. It has a long way it could fall here, especially if Bitcoin doesn't find a way to break out. If Bitcoin finds a way to break out, we should have a pretty nice, robust next week, where you see Matic going all the way back up to like 73, 74 cents, as it kind of matches up with these levels of resistance over here. Support, but now it's going to be resistance. But if Bitcoin doesn't actually have that breakout, we're going to be coming back down, and Matic's going to have a pretty robust move back down, probably to the low 50s at least, if it gets really bad down to the 70s. The 40s here. But here, let me just get out of this now. Why is let me get to pointer? There we go. So I would only really get concerned about this from like a long-term standpoint if we really started to fall down below 25 cents here. And we're pretty far away from that, because if we break down from here, you can clearly see, there's not much support down here throughout the whole process. You're going to have to look at old style Fibonacci levels, and those Fibonacci levels are going to, 13 cents, 6 cents, 2 cents? It's at 61 cents now. Not really what you're looking for there, right? What I'd probably say is you might actually want to uncheck this. Now, even then, it's not going to really give you too much help. It pretty much plastered down through that too. Let's go over to a 2-hour chart. Did it even try to hold this? No, it just freaking plummeted here. The news was way, way, way too much here. Okay. There we go. But I would say be careful about how much more money you want to invest in it. But if Bitcoin breaks out, it could be a great swing trade for you. So you're going to be holding for a few days, waiting for that rebound. Long term here, you might be able to buy this back down here, like in the 40-cent range, 30-cent range. And that's where I'd probably take an opportunity to grab a huge bag of it and just hold it for the next altcoin season. That's my strategy here for it. I wasn't really expecting this to get hit with the ADA and stuff like that. Let me open up ChatGPT one more time. New chat. It should have GPT-4, GPT-3 on the top of it. That's what's concerning me. I'm just like waiting for it to pop up. Maybe if I refresh the page, there it is. Okay. Let's go with browse with Bing, I guess. So why is ADA being delisted? Fine, there you go. It'll browse the web for a couple of seconds, but I do think that's something interesting. Because, this would be the same thing for Matic, I would assume here. But I just don't understand what makes it security in the mind of the SEC. Let's see, okay. So among cryptocurrencies like Solana, Polygon, and securities. So okay, so what does the SEC why does the SEC think they are securities? So baked in the Howey test. It is an investment of money. There is an expectation of profits from the investment. The investment of money is in a common enterprise. Any profit comes from the efforts of a promoter or third party. So in the case of ADA, the SEC hasn't publicly shared detailed reasoning as to why the knowledge cutoff. Oh, let's see. What about Matic? And use Bing and search the web for the most updated info. So this is back in 2021. They haven't really heard a reason for it. This was having issues all the way back then, right? It's looking for it. And hey, Cassandra, happy to see you back. Voyager's in the process of trying to give everybody back their money this week. Basically, I'll make a video on it to go into detail because I did get the email, I think, this morning. But it seems like there's going to be a 30-day period that's going to open up in 3 days on June 20th. You're gonna have the opportunity to move your crypto off of the exchange and over to another exchange. There's probably going to be a fee associated with that one. I'm not entirely sure what it is as of yet, but I will try to find it. Now, I don't know exactly how much crypto you guys are going to have in your account at that time. However, you are basically going to want to take that crypto and just move it over to whatever exchange you feel most comfortable with. If there is a fee within the email, they explained there was a couple exchanges that would waive the fee or something like that for you. I think the most common one that's known is Coinbase, if you have a Coinbase account. I'll make a video about it down the road, but it seems like there's going to be that process starting pretty soon. And if you do not move your crypto off the exchange within those 30 days from, I would assume is, June 20th to 30 days after that, whatever that may be, it'll all get liquidated and turned into cash. Then from that cash, you'll probably get a check. Maybe you can move it to your bank account. I don't know, but yeah, I'll have to look into it a little bit deeper, but that's basically the gist of what's going on. But it starts June 20th, so you're going to get an email on June 20th giving you clear directions on what to do. You're going to want to follow those directions, and just, if you don't want to sue them and try to get your money back or more of your money back, you're just going to take the money and just leave. That's what I'm doing. I originally had like $500 in there. I had a lot more, but I took it out as, there was like worries about it at the time. But yeah, now you're going to have an option to move it out. Whatever they have, I'm just taking it and going the other way, using it for another investment. Now, as to Matic here, the SEC has classified Matic, Polygon, along with other cryptocurrencies such as Solana and ADA as securities. This decision appears to be based on the interpretation that these assets have been offered and sold as investment contracts, which is a key criteria for qualifying something as a security. The exact reasoning why these particular cryptocurrencies were singled out among many available on the exchange are not clear. The SEC alleges come in the wake of a lawsuit against Binance and BAM Trading for violating federal securities laws by illegally conducting unregistered offers and sales of securities to U.S. investors through various programs. Since the inception, these assets and programs have been offered and sold as investment contracts, therefore qualifying them as securities according to the SEC. In response to the SEC's classification, Polygon Labs has argued that the Matic token is an integral part of Polygon Network's technology and ensures its security. Furthermore, they have stated that while they have made Matic available to the wide customer base, they have especially avoided targeting U.S. clients. Despite this, they acknowledge that many of their clients are outside the United States. As a result of the SEC's classification of these cryptocurrencies as securities, exchanges such as Robinhood and Backit have decided to delist these tokens. For Polygon, the delisting is expected to start from June 27th, 2023, so just about a week from now. So, a little bit more than that. But yeah, see, even then, there's no reason really. They're saying it's a security. They're not really giving you a detailed explanation, but you could see how I guess it is a security, but like, why this and not anything else? I think that's what's going to cause a whole bunch of confusion here, because nobody knows exactly what to do in this circumstance, right? That's the confusing part, I guess you could say. May you recommend Black Rifle coffee? Ooh, that sounds really good too. I have a lot of espresso beans here for my espresso machine. I should probably get some drip coffee beans. That might be kind of good. How high do I think Matic can go? So, how high can it go? So you bought it a long time ago. You bought it at 0.59. That's not even, let's see. Okay. So this is a monthly chart right now. We've been having some lower highs here. Not the craziest lower highs, just that one and this one, okay? Now, if you're trying to go for like the very, very long term of what Matic can do, if it's allowed to stay on exchanges, if everything stays good with it, you're most likely going back over here and looking at something like this. Opening this back up. You're only going to use the first one here. So you can see up here, this is around $6.45. That's realistic, but it's going to take years for us to get there. On the other end here, most people are probably going to be using this lower one right there. And you're going to see this is around $3.24. I think this is something of a realistic goal for the next altcoin season. And then if you're looking for anything crazier, then it goes up to $6 from here. There's really not going to be so much resistance once you start breaking out here, because Matic has been known for having some really huge moves. My concern is, though, if this isn't available to be really bought in America, that's going to really limit the possibility of this token or coin to really go parabolic in the future. It might have something more of a, a more mild move instead of having a really robust move. I think that's really the big concern when it comes to Matic. But I would say, around $3 is fair game for this one, maybe $3.5, $4. If we get something really crazy, maybe $6, but I don't know if that craziness is going to come back for a second time around. There's probably going to be more regulation in the next bull market here, but I think $3 is definitely a possibility. $3, $4, I would say. Go to Bitcoin 5. There we go. See. Yeah, no worries, Cassandra. I'll make a video later on today, and I'll post it tomorrow about what's going on with Voyager. They've sent me like 4 or 5 emails or something like this over the past month, so I gotta check them all out. But the big point is, on the 20th, you're gonna get another notification, another email. Make sure you open it, make sure you read the instructions, and make sure you get your crypto off of the exchange as fast as possible to whatever exchange you feel comfortable with. The one that they listed there that's probably gonna be most comfortable for people is gonna be Coinbase. And hey, Giovanni, you're going to have to tell me the ticker for Pendle if you want me to talk about it. I don't know the ticker for that one. Do you think Coinbase is safer in terms of not getting shut down over Binance US? Yeah, because CZ is Asian, and we don't like Asians right now as a country. We're just kind of like, because we're like so anti-China right now, we're just like, no. I don't even think he's actually Chinese. Don't know what he is, but I think he's like from Singapore or something like that. But, there's more politics at play when it comes to Coinbase, because Coinbase operates in the United Kingdom. I think there's going to be something to say about, hey, America, stop coming after our company, yada, yada, yada. Europe's been going after a lot of social media companies as of late, and we might be trying to take a little bit of a tit for tat with Coinbase. But I think if, since, the United Kingdom is kind of separate from the UK now, United Kingdom is kind of separate from Europe now, I would hope that their prime minister can, have a phone call with Joe Biden, or the counterparts for the Treasury Secretary and stuff like that can have a little conversation. Say, hey, why are you guys going after Coinbase? They do a lot of good stuff here in Great Britain. They they are trying to adhere to your regulations. Can you explain what's going on here? That type of stuff, as to not drive a rift. So I think there's a little bit more politics in there at play. And I think that will kind of help Coinbase out a little bit more down the road. And again, we're getting closer to an election. If Coinbase can just hold out until the end of Joe Biden's term, I think a new guy will be put in there that's maybe more pro-crypto, or at least understands a little bit more about what cryptocurrency is. If I go over here, sorry, Loki's resting his head on my leg. He wants some pets. So his term ends on June 5th, 2026. Oh my gosh. That's not good. That's a while away. So he might have to be voted out then. He might get vetoed back or something if Republicans take it back. But that's the best I think we can have for now. Let's go to Ballotpedia. So President Joe Biden announced that he had selected Gensler as his nominee for chairman of the Securities and Exchange Commission on January 18th, 2021. Let's see. So it's just a 54 to 45 vote. Yeah. Ick. Yeah. Yeah, affiliation Democratic. Yeah. We're going to have a few more Republicans in there to kick him out, and I don't know if we're going to have that. Or maybe some Republicans or Democrats that like are more pro-cryptocurrency, like, hey, this guy's done a really bad job, maybe we can kind of kick him out or something. But, you know, it's going to be hard to figure that one out here. I thought this term was ending in like in 2025 or something, not 2026. But yeah, Coinbase is something I'd feel is safer. What about Dogecoin all-time high? This one is kind of interesting because it really depends on what Elon Musk does with the token. So right now you can see that, you know, look at the history of Dogecoin. It's definitely been kind of going all over the place. It's been really good. Meme coin, yada, yada, yada. Big pump over here last year. Probably the only really crazy month that we had when Elon bought Twitter. Now, we've had some tweets about Twitter, and we kind of have an idea of that there's going to be some big things happening between Dogecoin and Twitter in the future. Elon keeps on talking about how he's going to turn Twitter into some like ultra app. So it's going to have like a TikTok section, a Twitter section, maybe a Facebook section in there. Maybe that is the Twitter section. Who knows? But like it's going to have a banking app. Because remember, Elon used to own, or maybe he still does own part of PayPal. And he wants to put Vine on there as well as the TikTok component. So he wants to have this app be a whole, like you go to it for a lot of stuff basically. And if he's able to merge Dogecoin into that somehow, Dogecoin will hit like next bull market. If he's able to do it before the next bull market, which is saying something, that's going to be hard. You're looking at like $2, like something really crazy high. Okay, something really, really high. On the other hand, if stuff is kind of rolling along and nothing really crazy's happened yet, but maybe you're still seeing some like the blocks being stacked together, you know, from there, I think you might be able to hit something closer to just $1.20 to $1.50. Not really much higher than that. You're really banking on Elon Musk to really get everything going, and you're hoping that within that time frame that Dogecoin does not get attacked by the SEC. You know, so far, Dogecoin is one of those really special tokens that has not gotten attacked, even though it's one of the most popular ones and it has a lot of memeability, so to speak. We'll see, I guess, how it all turns out, but I'm banking on Dogecoin at this point probably just to go to like $1.20, $1.50. It could go a little bit higher, of course, but I'm really, you really have to bank on Elon to really give you some solid results there, some solid results in order to, like, you know, get you really excited about buying Dogecoin again. Because so far, you know, take away everything, we found our support. We're getting pushed down by the 20-month moving average here. I don't know if we're going to break out of this anytime this summer. We might get pushed back down here to maybe 3 cents or something like that, 4 cents. You know, hopefully it doesn't come to that. Maybe this economy is doing okay, and maybe we'll have an opportunity to kind of boom back up. But it seems like the economy for everyday people is not so well. But for the stock market, it's just going boom, 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 boom. You know, there are other coins out there, like, you know, 88, which is already kind of broken that low. But you can see Dogecoin relative to a lot of different tokens out there, it's held its ground a lot more. So, you know, Ape token right here, I mean, just look at that. It's pitiful. AVAX, not as bad, looking okay. AXS, looking okay, but not great, you know. You know, Bitcoin Cash coming down a little bit. Matic, just talked about this one, already had that breakdown, coming back down, but not nearly as bad. BNB coming back down, but just started the process here. So Dogecoin, you know, it can vary pretty much, but you really have to hope for Elon Musk if you're hoping for like a really robust return on your investment. Unless you guys bought like a while ago, like below a penny, like I did. But I already sold off half of my tokens, like 60% of my tokens now, of Dogecoin. You know, what did I say? Like, you know, 50 cents, 60 cents, 70 cents, and so forth there. But you know, I took a lot of flack for doing that back in the day, so I don't talk about Dogecoin as much as when I sell it. I'm just like, hey, I'm holding a lot for the long term, but I'm not really talking about selling it because I guess, well, maybe because I'm not planning to sell anytime soon. I'm planning to sell my Dogecoin when I like above $1, hopefully, right? But yeah, nothing too crazy there. Let me go back over here very fast because what we've been watching here is, again, Bitcoin dominance going up, market cap kind of going all over the place, but You can see over here, maybe you guys can't. Oh, you guys can't see it. You know, on Coin Market Cap, they have about 643 different exchanges on here. That's how many different exchanges are on this platform. It's absolutely crazy. So even as some are getting targeted, some are getting kicked out of the United States, like BitGet right here got kicked out of the United States because I don't think they wanted to do all the regulationary checks and stuff like that. Crypto.com is still here. I mean, some of these are like, I don't know. I don't even know some of these. Probit Global, I don't know some of these. Don't know. Some of these are just not here. I don't necessarily trust their rating system or their score system at all. But it's only kind of like what I've used, what I've tested out. But you know, usually KuCoin's a good one. Binance is something that's trusted, I guess. But you can see how the volume has definitely been coming down over the last 7 days here. Nothing too crazy. But going back over to here to cryptocurrencies, year to date, you know, there are still plenty of tokens right now that are kind of moving up a little bit more. Like Render year to date is 414%. CFX is up 742%. Stacks is up 164. Rocket Pool is up 100. So you still got a bunch of crypto coins that have kind of moved up here, but they've kicked off a lot of coins that were in the top 100. They're not here anymore. In order to find these tokens, you have to come over here to page 2. Then you have to click on year to date. What's the worst? Luna. Now it's not on the front page. Doge on Mars. I don't know if this was ever on the front page, but it could have been. 195 now. Ethereum POW down 40%. Terra Classic, of course, down 40. KDA, that was on the top 100 page. That's on the second page now. Sushi Swap right here, that's down. That was in the top 100. So you're seeing a lot of AMP. A lot of these coins that were in the top 100, they've moved down quite a bit here. I don't think people really realize that. 1inch Network, that was towards the top, I think, back in the day. Let me go over here very fast. Market cap. What, a 258 market cap, but yeah, we were back over here on 261. Oh, maybe this wasn't. I don't know. Maybe this wasn't. Maybe it's been here for a while because this doesn't look like a crazy terrible. I could be wrong though. But yeah, so you're seeing a big switch, and people aren't really realizing that there's been a big switch. That's why I make sure to show you guys every now and again my watch list here. A lot of these tokens I've bought, some of them I haven't. But you can see Huobi year to date is down 50%. I don't know what happened to it, but it's definitely come down quite a bit. I'm holding it still, but Nexo down 9, you know, Ocean Protocol up 100, Audio up 32, GMT down 17, excuse me, Waves up 6, you know, Doge on Mars down 42. Let me maybe go over here for the lowest ones first. Like High Blocks down 80, Starlink down 70, Callisto down 56. And maybe if I can find Starl over here. Do I have Starl over here? Probably not. There's Spell Token. Spell Token's similar, so maybe we can go over here. You can see how it's been coming down and down and down. It really didn't have such a crazy bull market, so to speak. I think another one that I really like, I don't know about it. Spell Token was one of those cheap gambling types that I'm still holding though. Because I want to see what it does. But what was that one that was more, I liked it more for what the company was trying to do. Oh, here it is, STMX. Similar, right? It's still making these new lows. Here I've been dollar cost averaging this one for a while. But kind of like Sheeb, it's coming back down to some of these lows we saw back over here in 2020. Going back over here to Sheeb very fast. Right? Except for Sheep kind of had just a really parabolic move up and then it crashed back down. When I go over here and I look at STMX, all right, and then I go back over here and I go to Shibu Inu. Where's the Shibu? Oh yeah, here we go. You know, public beta is live. Oh, let's go over here. See, they're still doing stuff. This happened a few months ago now. But they're still doing stuff, which is good. All tokens on PuppyNet are not real. Do not spend your hard-earned Sheeb on these tokens if you see them, no matter how hard anyone chills. Oh, okay. So they got some stuff going over here. If you're in Austin, stop by the Sheeb Metaverse booth. So they're trying to work on some stuff here. They're trying to work on it. So that's good here. So they're still working. That's what you kind of want to see from the Sheeb community. But it looks like they're kind of still in that building process. Meanwhile, you got STMX, which is kind of like a company just like any other, but they have a way to make revenue. That's why I kind of like them. These guys must be burning money, you know, especially with the lack of investment, because a lot of the money that went to a lot of metaverse tokens was coming from people who had money inside Silicon Valley Bank. Now a lot of that money just kind of cooled off a little bit because everybody kind of freaked out about what's going on. But the money, maybe the money will come back a little bit later with all the IPOs and stuff like that. But I should check this out. I want to check this out. I don't know much about Sheep, to be honest. I bought this because it was flat when the market was going boom. And I was like, hey guys, we should buy this because eventually it's going to go. And eventually it went, but it took like a month or something like that for us to really make our money on it. I don't know. Maybe this isn't, I don't know, like Shiba Eternity, I don't know. Feels like they're trying to make money in such weird ways. But yeah, again, you know, the chart would suggest it probably hasn't been doing a good job of that. However, it's, you know, it's back down to the levels we saw back in 2021. It'll survive, but man, it may hit new all-time lows before this market cycle is over here, especially as Bitcoin continues to really gain that dominance going forward. You would love if Robinhood put STMX on the platform. I mean, that would be the good sign here, guys. Basically, my philosophy here, and this is going to be much harder to find this go around. You want a low-priced coin that has a low market cap, and you want to see it on an exchange like a Robinhood. So you want to see a coin that's under a penny. That's my personal opinion. You want it to have a market cap of under 500 million, preferably, excuse me. If you really have to, maybe it can go under $1 billion. And then you just want to park some money into it and wait. That's it. And just hold and just wait. Just make sure you're not putting money in there that you can't afford to lose. That's the key. But really, it's very hard to find a new token that's going on to Robinhood as of late, right? Because everybody's kind of scared. Everybody doesn't know what to do because the SEC is kind of going gung-ho, wild west. You have a security. You have a security. You have a security. And it's just been making everybody a little bit paranoid here, and rightfully so. I mean, if the SEC doesn't tell you what the rules are, how could you move forward as an organization? And I think that's why you saw people like Mark Cuban saying, you know, the SEC is being very hypocritical. It's bad faith actors and all that type of stuff. And you know, that's just the way it's going to be for the foreseeable future. That's what makes it so hard to get some of those really good altcoins that we're all hoping for. But at the same time, it's just like, let us know the rules, or let the exchanges know the rules. That way we can get over this. And I would love, you know, BlackRock's trying to get into the market right now by doing a Bitcoin ETF. Spot ETF, not a futures one, a spot ETF. Maybe they're going to be able to get one of those, and I'd be very excited if they do, because it brings more people into the market, and more people are going to want to buy when Bitcoin's trading at like really shitty levels like it is now at 26,000, rather than trying to buy it, you know, 60,000. Because eventually, if more people have access to buying Bitcoin and they trust BlackRock banks over, you know, Robinhood or something, I'm still going to be selling off all my assets onto those people down the road, right? We buy during these really shitty times, so we can sell it at the really good times when nobody else, when everybody else is trying to buy. We're just like, okay, yeah, sure. Here's a little bit. We made a couple 1,000% profit, but you know, you try to get that 5-6% profit you're looking for. That's really the goal here. But you know, yeah, it'll be good. But okay, buddy, I gotta take care of my mom. It's been a good hour stream with you guys, or an hour and a half stream. I'm gonna finish it off by letting you guys see Loki here. I don't know if you guys can see Loki. Ow, he's climbing on top. You see him? Oh yeah. Ow, your claws are so sharp. Oh my god. Yeah. It's always the inner claws, because I trim his claws a lot, but those inner claws always get the sharpest for some reason. I don't know why, but he digs in there and he claws. But okay, everybody, I will see you guys a little bit later. It's been nice chatting with you guys, and I'll be live tomorrow as well. I gotta go make some